do what I do, why it is the way it is. Now, I said I want to work for 97.1 WYOU. I want to work for them. I just do. I'm 13 years old, or 12 years old, and I want to work for them. I am thinking I can, because I'm 12 years old and I want to do something, and I don't know what it takes to do it, and so I just want to do it. Whatever. So I started collecting CDs. I started collecting CDs back in 1993, and my parents bought me a boombox. And this boombox is a one-disc boombox. Has an AM/FM radio. I don't even know where it is. I think we sold it. Whatever. So what I would do is I started off with 12 CDs, and one of those CDs has it was like, I don't know if it was Hot Country, but it was something similar. It was like best hits of the 90s. On there was Shelby Lynn, Garth Brooks, Shenandoah. You know, stuff that was big at the time. And so that was various artists, so that helped me out. So what I would do is I would actually go on, take a little tape deck or a little cassette tape, pop it in, do a show. I would do a 2-hour show, and I would change CDs, just like, you know, way back in the old radio days when you had the carts. Remember those? Like, I went to Q106.5 one day with my buddy Rob, and I watched him do his thing, and he had to. This was Super Bowl Sunday of '96, and he had to do his thing with. He had to change out every cart and whatnot. So I wanted to be. That's what I wanted to do. That's what I did. I changed, and I called my station 97.1 WYOU because, like I said, let me be clear, 97.1 WYOU, Hot Country 97 or whatever, or Y97 Hot Country at the time. And then so that's what I did, because like I said that I'm going to work for Hot Country 97 WYOU, not knowing. And so here I am thinking, well, okay, this is my version of this station, and so I work there. Great. Now, like I said, they changed their format so many times, and they tweaked the country format, and then they changed their format altogether. They went from Hot Country, after they did the Hot Country 97, I don't know if they were bad in the ratings. I mean, I loved the station, and if I could make them stay on the air solely by myself, I would have done it. As a matter of fact, what we're going to do, just take a 15-second break, and I'll be right back.
B105.7 is
WBOS.
Old Town Orono,
Your number one choice.
for today's hot new country, and 10 in a row every hour.
Today's hot new country.
B105.7.
Alright, yeah, it's alright.
Okay. Yep, didn't mean to stop that song, but yeah. Okay, now I think if I'm on the air at 5, I'll just do the station ID by myself. So 97.1 WIOU changed their slogan several times. They went from 97.1 WYOU to Y97 Hot Country, which hooked me. I was just like, yes, sir. Obviously, I wasn't saying yes, sir, but I wasn't saying, because 12 years old, you don't really say yes, sir. I mean, I don't know. Some kids do, but I was just like, absolutely. I want to work for this station. So I did my own thing, boombox and whatnot. And I recorded. I took a 90-minute tape, so 45 on each side. And it took me 2 hours to do the whole production. So I did that. Now, skip ahead to I don't remember the year. I want to say 1994. Something to that effect. I can't remember when Steve left. I can't remember when Mike left. I think Mike was still here. Steve might have been. No, Steve wasn't. They switched to a format that hooked me even more. A format that was so like, you know how when you used to watch the music award shows and Garth Brooks would win an award, who were the two people he would thank first and foremost? George Strait and George Jones. Because they inspired him. Well, this format change or format tweak that WYOU did made me, I was just like, that's it. This is what I want to do. I love this. I want to mimic this. I wasn't trying to mimic it to be a jerk and, hey, let me take what you're doing. Let me take your creation. That's not what I was trying to do. Now, so I did. I was like, when 97.1 went from Y97 Hot Country, they did this move. Country 97.1. Call letters still the same. Still, today's hot new country. But they add something in there that was really going to really change my life. And the reason that it did is because I took it. I was like, guys, you got to let me have it. I mean, I didn't say anything to them, but I was just like, oh, I'm going to put this in my show. So when they did Country 97.1, 4 words changed my life forever. No talk, triple play. That's it. No talk, triple play. And I was just like, okay, yes, all right, cool. That's awesome. I would even, so I mean, and you know, when I was in radio, when I was a kid, I would call radio stations, and I feel so bad for them. You know, these radio stations wouldn't see Derek Michaud coming, and they just wouldn't, because they would be like, you know, they're nice people. I mean, the people that I've met. I mean, I've known my buddy Nelson for a good 20 years, maybe. No, 12? No. I've known him since I was 16 because I used to go on WHSN. And I used to, and I'll get to how I got there. So I'm starting to mimic 97.1 or Country 97.1, let's call it that at this point, because that's where they're at. Now let's step back a few years. My mother tells me about this radio station, this particular radio station that's in Augusta. And so it was B98.5. And I'm like, what's this? If you're listening, I'm basically talking about how I got into radio. Basically, every time there's a new play, I'm just letting people know exactly what they're listening to. All right. So my mother is telling me about this station, and she tells me it's out of Augusta. B98.5. Their imaging, awesome. Beyond awesome. Probably the best liners I've heard until our new image guy, Jason Hill, did some work for us. And, I mean, she's like, oh, you should listen to this. It says 12 in a row. I'm like, okay. All right. So I'd listen. Who was on the air? There was Randy McCoy, Jeff Pierce. Jeff Pierce lived in Bangor at the time. He'd go from Bangor to Augusta. Stop me if I've heard that one before. My dad does that all the time. So Jeff Pierce did 2 to 6. Mike Poulin was on the air there. And then you had Dom, and here's the thing. You had this, and I called all of them. I called Mike Poulin because they were live. When a radio station gets on the air first, they're live. All the time. Till they realize it costs too much money and they voice track. Which I'm not knocking voice tracking. Believe me, I'm not. It's not what I'm doing. So there's this guy, and I feel, again, this is me being a dumb as a stick kid. This is a guy who was on the air from 6 to 10 at night. Because Mike Poulin, I believe, was 2 to 6. Jeff Pierce, I can't remember when he was on. But Jeff Pierce had pipes. I really enjoyed listening to Jeff. I enjoyed talking to Jeff. I actually would call Jeff. I would just call Jeff and just talk to him, just bug him. You know, because I bugged everybody. I mean, my gosh, I would talk to Rob Green on Saturday nights for 4 hours at a time. Well, I gotta let you go. I'm busy. I'm like, okay, no problem. Call him up an hour later. So, still busy? I apologize, sir, but thank you, because if you hadn't had taken me under your wing, what's going on today wouldn't be possible. So I'm listening. All right. Anyway, I'm listening to B98.5, and I hear this guy by the name of Dom Summers. Now, again, me being either deaf or dumb or whatever, I'm not dumb. I just want to get that clear. I'm not dumb. I'm not trying to say that I'm dumb. I'm just basically poking fun at myself who hasn't done that. So I call him up, and I think I call him dumb. I'm like, hey, dumb, you dumb Summers? And, he was just like, I was like, all right, see you, dumb. He was like, yeah, see you. I don't know, that was like one of the conversations, because I used to call him all the time. Because I just want to introduce myself. So anyway, this format, because B98.5 has changed their format quite a bit. Again, they were tweaker. They went from, they're now Central Maine's country. They were continuous country favorites. Now, stop me if you've heard this one. Back in 1993, when they first got on the air, I'll never forget it. Never, ever, ever forget it, ever in my life. And this is going to make a whole lot of sense to you. And I want you to understand, I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'm just living a dream. B98.5, when they first got on the air in 1993, they played 12 in a row every hour. As a matter of fact, their slogan was B98.5. They would say B98.5, 12 in a row every hour. Catch us playing less, we'll pay you $1,000. Wow. As a matter of fact, I even think I made a liner for my show. Today's Hot New Country B105.7. 10 in a row. Catch us playing less, paying less. Catch us playing less, we'll pay you $1,000. So glad I was a kid and not on the air like I am now, because if I do that now and I say, hey, 10 in a row, catch us playing less, we'll pay you $1,000. And if I did play less than 10 in a row, because, sometimes I've played more, they'd call me up, or they'd probably email me and say, where's my 10 grand or $1,000? But anyway, so Slogan for B98.5 when they first got on the air was today's hot new country. B98.